Babylonians had, not the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians had acquired. Because we take down the Medo-Persian king, now you got their assets, man. Okay, so the Greeks, they took what was known as the Medo-Persian Empire, and they expounded upon that. All right, but when they came into rulership, they basically perpetuated their ideas, the Hellenism, man. All right, you had that Hellenistic agenda. Is that the right word? But really, you had the Greek philosophies, right, coming into world fruition across the whole world, man. Okay, they came into fruition across the whole world to the end. The scripture says evils were multiplied within the earth, man. Why? Because all of that wickedness, the agenda of the serpent, okay, all right, going back onto the garden, you had Eve, and she was talking to the serpent, all right, and the serpent beguiled her. That serpent wasn't no snake up in the grass and so on and so forth talking to Eve, because I ain't seen no serpent talking no English to date, man. That was actually a group of people that they recognize as the serpent. Kind of reminds me of them so-called Jews. You know why? Because they are the so-called Jews, man. Okay, and they beguile Eve into doing that wickedness, okay. And that's the same people you had coming back as the Greeks, and they was beguiling the whole world, okay, to do wickedness. Now we know it's the serpent. When we go to the book of Revelations, it says that the dragon, the old serpent, okay, the dragon, the old serpent, meaning to say that was referring back onto another story, because them scriptures, they all link up like keychains, man. Is that the right thing? Like chains, man. They all link up, man. Okay, but getting back onto what I was saying, in that. When they came into earth, when they came into power upon the face of the earth, you had all kind of increases. Hey, because them different nations, the Medo-Persians, they had their own, little religious beliefs and so on and so forth that had some kind of order and some kind of remnants of what it says within the scriptures. Okay, but when Esau came into power, he was like, look, do away with your old religion and take upon my religion, which is the worship of yourself. That's why you got it within this society. They got a thing called just do it. They got a thing of if you only live once. That's what they got. That's what's pushed forth within this society. But that goes back onto what the scripture says here within the book of 2 Timothy, 3rd chapter. All right. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, rathermore, right? Boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, and unthankful and unholy, man. That's why the scripture says what it says. Because why? Because the wicked are in rulership, and inherently to be wicked, okay, you have to go against the judgment ordinances that the Most High has set forth, okay. So therefore, you got to believe in yourself as being a god, all right. And I believe it was Antiochus Epiphanes. He actually said, "Look, I am a god." Oh, says Bose said, "Look, I'm the Lord." All right. So they actually believed in themselves into believing that they were gods upon the earth, but they were no gods. Okay, they were the wicked being uplifted, being in the position of rulership, wickedness multiplying, and therefore plagues was going to come upon the face of the earth and eradicate the wicked, the vermin, the cancer that's upon the face of the earth. Okay, so that righteousness, when it sprouts and brings forth fruit, will be just loved, man. All right, but to get sentimental. So this is back within the book of 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter, and this is the 7th verse. And it says, therefore saith the Lord, I'll hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit. So the Lord said, that's it. There's the point you're going to rule in rulership, bam. Okay, when you get to that point, that's it. You're done. Okay, that's why the scripture talks about how he ain't going to live, he ain't going to abound beyond the point that the Most High has set him forth. Not 1 day, not 1 minute, not 1 second, man. Okay, he ain't gonna abound that point, and that's always in the back of Esau's mind, because when he's talking to his what's the book of Isaiah the 47th chapter, talks about how Babylon, modern day Babylon, okay, the rulers thereof, they're gonna be talking to their so-called soothsayers and the prophetesses and so on and so forth, talking about, you know, how we're going to make this kingdom to last longer and so on and so forth, and how we're going to destroy the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and all that they, you know, the same thing that that was spoken about within the book of Numbers, the 23rd chapter always comes up. So here it is, they're perpetually ruling and so on and so forth, apparently, okay? They got the whole rulership of the whole earth, apparently, but see, all of their soothsayers are still saying the same thing that was said within the book of Numbers, the 23rd chapter, that your kingdom's going to be destroyed, okay? That the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans are going to be brought back up, okay, and they're going to rule over you. In fact, you're going to be returning into a even lower state than you was in the spoken about within the book of Job, the 30th chapter. You're going to be even lower than that. Okay, you're even going to be lower than that, because these guys, they're going to go to the pits, man. Okay, they're gonna be the scum of the earth, man. And all these different nations is gonna know about it, man. They're gonna know about it, man. Okay. So let's get back into the scriptures. All right. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, and the 8th verse says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise. The Lord ain't gonna suffer you in those things you wickedly. You out there in the back corner somewhere, all right. Basically trying to destroy. Thinking up things, new ways to destroy the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. The Lord ain't gonna suffer you to do that anymore, man. All right, He ain't gonna suffer you to do that anymore, man. Okay. It says, neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise, right themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain to continue. So you got guys out there that drop dead in this truth, and they're out there within the spiritual realm praying to the Lord that He destroys His kingdom perpetually, man. They're doing that on a minute-to-minute basis because they see the hell that we're going through. Okay, but you got some jakes out there. They're so pacified. Okay, they're so done away with in their head that they want to be with, they want to be in league with Esau, man. They want to be on the same style as Esau, man. They want to be buddy with the Esau. But the scripture says, though hand in hand, whether they go hand to hand joint, right? The wicked shall not go altogether go unpunished, man. So the Most High is still gonna put judgment upon the wicked. It's still gonna judge the wicked, man. Okay. So you got jakes out there, they're cooning, buffooning, and they want to be, hand to hand with Esau. The Lord said, look, to hell with that. I'm going to destroy you both, man. That's why the scripture says, bear with me. Bang. That's why the scripture says, pretty much, you are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do, man. Because you got guys out there, you got some individuals out there, some coons out there, okay, some buffoons out there, okay, that love this man so much that they'll give up their own salvation to give it unto Esau, man. They'll give up their own ticket to give it unto Esau, okay. All right, they'll do that, but see, the Lord said, look, both of you gonna be destroyed, man. Okay, so it's better for you to just turn back onto the Lord and, hey, to hell with this society, man. Okay. Back within the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, and the 9th verse, it says, therefore thus saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them. So the Lord said, He got some Lord's gonna avenge us, man. Okay, Lord's gonna avenge His people, man. Matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah the 63rd chapter, one of my favorite scriptures, man. One of my favorite scriptures. Okay, Isaiah the 63rd chapter. All right, let's talk about, let's see what it says there. Right, Isaiah 63:1, it says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. So this is talking about the Lord right here, man. All right, it says, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save, man. So, needs no description, man. That needs no breakdown. It says, wherefore art thou ready in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the winepress alone, like the wine fat rather more. So when Isaiah saw the vision, saw a man traveling with the greatness of his strength, like, yeah, he super drew that, man. Okay? Right? And the Lord said, look, it's me, man, mighty to save. Okay? All right? I that speak in righteousness. Well, who spoke in righteousness? Who is the word? Like it says within the book of Matthew, the 1st chapter. It's the Lord, man. Okay? And it goes on to say here, I've trodden with the winepress alone. So all of these people, the Lord likened them onto being a winepress, man. Because when Isaiah saw the image, right, the image of the Lord in that day, the Lord had a garment stained with what looked like grapes, man. Okay, he had a garment stained with what looked like grapes, and he said, look, I've trodden the winepress alone, all right, and of the people that was none with me, for I will tread them down in my anger. So the Lord said He's going to tread them down, these different people, the Ammonites, the Moabites. The Moabites right now, they think that they're going to be the next superpower. The Russians, they're going to team up with Team China. They're going to come together and they're going to be the next superpower. That ain't going to happen, my man. The Lord said He's going to trample you down, right, in the fire. What do you say here? I'll tread them down in my anger and trample them in my fury. Why is he furious with these different heathen nations? Because they have all taken a part in destroying the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. They have all had a hand in that. You go out there into the community, the Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, you go all of them more shops and all of that, man. And what they selling you? They're selling you all kind of contrary things to the scriptures, man. Shrimps, All right, you think it's a chicken, but it could be anything, man. It could be a dog. Okay, listen to you all kind of things within that. Not just to name the least. You know, all of these different nations have taken part in our captivity. You had them. Who's it? Zeglon. All right, he was persecuting the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, the Israelites within the history. You had all of them things happen, and these people think that they're just gonna walk away scot-free with their hands in their pocket. That ain't gonna happen, man. That's not gonna happen. You're gonna be judged, okay, for touching the apple of the Lord's eye, okay. All right, you're gonna receive judgment because of that, okay. So back within the scriptures, within the book of Isaiah, the 63rd chapter, it says, "And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come." So the Lord, hey, he sits up there on the throne on the right side, on the most side, man. He, you know, damn near shutterbox and game for because he's pumped up about this thing, man. The scripture talk about how them that pierced him, they're gonna see him. So you telling me that the Lord ain't gonna, hey, he's gonna just shake their hands and all of that, man? The Lord ain't gonna do that, man. The Lord's gonna judge them people, man. I would use another term, but the Lord's gonna judge them people. Hey, my man, where you from, man? What country you from?
From Haiti.
From Haiti. You're a Levite, man. You're a Levite. Yeah? You know about Levi in the Bible? Well, you're an Israelite anyway, man. All right? Guy was a Levite right there, man. Okay? Back onto the point I was saying, within the book of 2nd Ezra, 15th chapter, it says here, 9th verse, it said, Therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto them all the innocent blood from among them, since my people was led as a flock to the slaughter, and I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, which is the modern day America, okay? And it says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand, right, and stretch forth out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues. The Lord's gonna, Lord's gonna do some heavy work out here, man. Lord's gonna do some heavy work out there. We've seen it within the book of Isaiah, the 63rd chapter. Okay, you're seeing it here within 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. How the Lord's gonna bring, he's gonna bring us forth with a mighty and strong hand. Okay, and at the same time, you know, simultaneously, how the Lord's saving us, he's gonna be destroying Esau, man. Because you're gonna have just two groups of people, two manner of people being saved at the same time. Okay, that goes to prove to you that Cornelius is an Israelite, because he received mercy. He was gonna get saved, man. Ain't no heathen gonna be saved, man. Okay, they're gonna be, if they be saved, they're gonna be saved for pressing grapes. Okay, for rearing sheep. Okay, that's what they're gonna be doing, because that's their natural order, man. To serve the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. What's the proof of that? 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter and the 54th verse, where the scripture says, "If everything be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance?" And the simple answer is this: because we went off on the Lord's statutes, commandments of the Most High. That's the simple answer. You're asking yourself, why is Esau in power, persecuting my people, all of this? Why is Esau doing this, that, and the third? The simple answer is this: we went off on the Lord's statutes, commandments of the Most High. Okay? And then so getting back onto the Lord's statutes and commandments of the Most High, then we was gonna be all right, man. Okay, you're gonna be singing, dancing, and rejoicing. Here it is, you got groups and camps out there. They're talking about singing and dancing and rejoicing, all of that. Okay, they're talking about all of that. But here's the thing about singing and dancing and shucking and jiving and all of that. Your people are destroying themselves because they ain't got the Lord's statutes, commandments or the Most High in there. That's why the scripture says, even in laughter, we damn near lament, man, because you're like, man, I gotta go back and you gotta live this life again where the Lord can do anything to you, because you don't know the mercy that the Most High has got upon you, man. You don't know the mercy that the Most High has got upon you, man. You don't know, because the Most High can make you slip up a little bit, and then bam, that's it. You're out of there, man. You're out of there. You're gonna be one of these bug out retards that's on the keyboard talking all, you know, not spelling right and all of that, man. All right. So back within the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter and the 11th verse, it says, but I'll bring them with a mighty and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy the land thereof. So, hey, what's coming to America, England, and all of these different countries that are tied within this power structure of Esau, okay, this beast system, is ICBM nuclear missiles, man. That's safe the scriptures. Okay, that's safe the scriptures, man. Okay, it says here, excuse me. Right? And Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with plagues, and the punishment of the Most High shall bring upon it. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn. Why are they going to mourn? If they're tilling the ground, they're just sowing. They're out there somewhere in a farm somewhere. Okay? Scriptures goes on to say, For their seed shall fail through the blasting and the hail and the fearful constellations. So the Most High is gonna put out spirits out there where it might be adverse weather conditions and you can't raise crops. It might be those ICBM nuclear missiles, because you're gonna have a nuclear winter and you can't raise crops, man. Okay, there's war unto the world, and them that dwell therein. For the sword, the ICBM nuclear missiles, draweth nigh. Okay, and the one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hand. So why are you gonna have one people fighting against another with swords in their hand? Not only are you gonna have civil unrest, you're also gonna have it to where these different nations that are getting into the World War III right now, they're gonna be fighting up and battling up against each other, man. That's gonna happen. Because the scripture says it's gonna happen. And didn't we read the scriptures where it said these words, really in the beginning of this, it said these words are faithful and true. And why did the Lord have to put that these words are faithful and true? Because you're gonna have guys out here, okay, scoffers, right, that we're gonna say, look, that ain't the word of the Lord, man. I ain't with that, man. Okay? Why? Because it was against everything that they believe and everything that they have worked for. It was against that. Okay? So get back onto the scriptures here within the book of 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter, to wrap it up. Okay, it says, for their sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and the one people shall stand up to fight up against another with swords in their hands, for they shall be sedition among men. Okay, all right, talking about the civil unrest. So you got Black Lives Matter rising up, and you got them IUIC and ISUPK, all of them different camps joined up with them. Okay, you got that rising, but see that was funded by the Soros Foundation, right? Which they're Edomites. That was all funded by them, all right, to create a void or somewhat of a power structure of these Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, which was not of the truth. So they will be justified, all right, in bringing forth the military against the so-called Black Lives Matter and so on and so forth. So now here it is, you got these roused up jakes out there, all right, Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans out there, and they just want to do something carnal. Now they got a means of doing something carnal, of which they can justify within their minds, and that's that so-called Black Lives Matter, I think, man. Okay, and the Most High is going to use that instrument as an instrument of bringing forth a civil unrest within the people. See, here's the thing about civil unrest: you're going to have civil unrest going on perpetually. Okay, so Esau has created that void, okay, of that civil unrest spark, that fire there that they're gonna need to deal with in the future. So they've created that problem, reaction, solution. It's simple mathematics, man. Here's the problem. All right, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans have no venting for all of the atrocities that we're putting upon you. Okay, we put you in the ghettos and the slums and so on and so forth. So we're gonna give you a reaction, a means of reacting. Here's the Black Lives Matter. Okay, but see, here's the thing: you're gonna be burning up our stores, and so on and so forth. We're gonna be having that for too long. Here's the solution: RFID chip. Okay, Esau coming down heavy on these people, like the scripture says within the book of Jeremiah, the 38th chapter. How that it's gonna be the time of Jacob's trouble, man. All right, it's gonna be a time of Jacob's trouble. So hey, these scriptures are coming. Hey, these scriptures are coming to flourish, man. You still got some guys out there, all right, that believe these scriptures ain't coming to flourish. The Lord's done away with this book, man. Okay, so to get back into the scriptures within the book of 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter and 16th verse, it says, for they shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. It says that the cause of their actions shall not stand. It shall stand in their way. Man. It's back into 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter now, and I was at the 2nd verse. Okay, so it says 2 Timothy 3:2. It says, for men shall be lovers of themselves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, right, disobedient to parents and unruly, without natural affection, truce breakers and false accusers, incontinent, okay, traitors, heady-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High. And that's when you got guys out there. Look, we gotta have fun. We gotta have fun. We gotta have fun. All right, we'll do that camp thing a little bit later on. That's their spiritual mentality makeup, man, which is a weak, effeminate mindset, man. Here it is. You got some you got some certain women out there that got more, balls than these dudes out here, man. Okay, because they ain't dealing with some of these guys ain't dealing with. They were just some low life guys in school and college and all of that, and now they think they got a means of appearing manly and this, that, and the third. But see, that's not what this platform was for. This platform was for this truth to be pushed out, man. That's the simplicity of it. And this truth can only be pushed out if you got the truth in the first place, man. And if you don't have the truth, how can you have the truth if you don't learn? And how can you learn if you're unruly to parents, man? See, simple mathematics, man. Okay? having a form of godliness, so they put the garments on, okay, they get the beard, but they line up, okay. All right, so they have a form of godliness. They look like Israel. Hey, this, that, and the third. They look like Israelites, but the scripture says, hey, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. Because what's the power? The power structure was the Lord was going to put the spirit of the men of GMS, and you was going to have to learn underneath them. You got guys that can't even do with that. You got guys out there that can't just function with the fact that the Lord's going to put forth the spirit upon certain men, okay? And the certain man was going to be the teacher upon the earth. They can't get that. They can't get that, but they see they can have the beard, okay? They have the studs, the armbands, okay? Right, go garments brighter than Louis Vuitton dresses or whatever, okay? More fashionable than that or whatever, okay? They got a form of godliness, but they're denying the power thereof. How that you really is gonna be humble in this thing. You really gotta put forth the worldly thing, because that's part of the power. Because you got guys out there, they want to be Israelites, but they want to be, they want to be an Israelite and have their hand in Esau's pockets too, man. They want a life that's comfortable, whatever happens, man. That's ultimately what Jacob wants. But see, this truth says requires it to be difficult. That's why it says, enter ye the straight gates, okay? For narrow is the way that leadeth unto salvation, and broad is the way that leadeth unto destruction, man. So you got all kind of masses of people, they're trying to get, the money and the job and all of that. That's the way that leads unto destruction, man. Here it is, you exhaust all of that energy and so on and so forth, and this monetary system ain't gonna last too long, man. So you exhausted all that energy, you can put a lot less energy into this truth, but energy nevertheless, and you got all kind of return, man. Hey, the Most High sees it fit that you get mercy, boy, you get all kind of wealth and riches and women and all of that, man. You get all of that by way of what? Just reading the scriptures and going out there to the camp doing videos, man. That's kind of basic, man, in comparison to what Esau requires. Esau requires 40 hours of work, okay? Esau requires you to get up early, way early in the morning, ungodly times in the morning, okay? A little half an hour lunch break and all of that, man. I'm not there to hell with that, man. I'm gonna be about my father's business, like certain